Okay, so I'm gonna basically walk you through how I made this. Um, Everything is made by me. I didn't download anything off the internet. Um, Although I did reference the video to make this pretty heavily. Kind of analyze it really slowly to see what was being used. But at the same time, made my own. I didn't want to use, that logo and that name. Um, so where do I start? We have the image. I took this on my camera, and I just when I imported it, it gave me the option to blur it. I increased the blues. I should have added a vignette to the sides. I think this had a vignette in it. Um, yeah, but that's fine. So there's that. Then I needed to make the head, so I went to Illustrator because vector graphics are what we want to use. So here's my Illustrator file kind of showing some of the stuff. I have, let's see, all these layers. So the background's just as I can see on the screen. A long time ago I made this just for fun in Paint. Let me zoom in a little bit. Here we go. Okay. I kind of tried to copy that at first, but I did it wrong because I need to be able to fill in these layers, and these are just regular lines. I can't fill those in because if I try to add a fill to this, um, you just get, well, I can't do it now, but trust me, it just kind of goes over everything. You don't want that. So what I did instead is I took two halves, I went around with the Bezier curve tool, and I copied them, put them in here, put them together, made sure that snap to grid was on, so they were exactly together, and then yeah, there's that. So when you come to import it, just make sure you do as footage. That way you can maintain all your layers. Just brought down head 5 or whatever, renamed it down here. Um, I guess I'll start walking through the scene. So I noticed immediately, because I've used these in the past, this is the Venetian blind effect on a solid. There's two of them, which I'd never thought about doing, which is pretty cool. So dark, light, then dark again with this. That's pretty simple. I can show you that here. Nope, that's the regular one. Dark. Just keyframe the percentage from 0 to 100 to transition effect. Do the same thing down here, but offset it. Oh. So you have it like this, where it's, going 100% right here. But this one's starting also, so you can see it beginning and ends. Then stick the head between that and your background. Then for the background, just add a simple eclipse mask to the back and keyframe the expansion. Kind of like the idea of it going out, then in a little bit, then back out again, which is pretty cool. So there's that simple mask. Then we got the head moving. So we go to head position. All I did was I noticed that when he did it in the video, uh, it wasn't just a straight up. Let me see if I can play slow motion. It wasn't just a boop to up. It was very kind of like somebody clicked it and dragged it and brought it up, and it kind of settled. So you'll see that here. One more time. So clicked, kind of squiggled side to side, then up, then down, which kind of adds life to it, which I like. So I did that. It was really easy. Just when you have your keyframes, make sure you use easy, easy. So it's not all like point A to point B directly. It gives you a nice curve here. Um, so there's the path for that. Goes up, then boom, and then added a stroke circle up here. So that's on top of everything, I think, except for text. So we'll go down to, oh, you know, I have two shapes because this one is for later. I'll show you that. It's here in contents. I renamed it to stroke, and all I did was keyframe the stroke so that it changes. If you look over here, the width changes, kind of like the idea of it kind of growing, so it's not the same size in the beginning and the end. I keyframe the opacity, so get rid of it easy. And then I also keyframed the dash offset, so that way it gives it a nice little kind of spin. I felt like it'd be too, I don't know, I didn't like the effect. I can actually show you without the offset. I didn't like it with it just going out like that, you know. So there's that. Then we got the next effect, which is the text starts coming up. So actually that's kind of backwards. I went and I added this line here first, the rectangle here. I think this is it. Yeah, because I used a solid. Where's my, oh, they're here. Okay, yeah. Nope, that's wrong. Yeah, see, this is the swing. I'll show you that in a minute. I think I used it in the same shape actually. We go, yeah, here, line. So again, I kind of wanted it to go. I can't see it because let me click off. Kind of want it to come out. You see here, out, and then kind of pause, like it's going back in for a second, and then all the way out, nice and fast. I add a roundness on the corner so it doesn't look like it's all harsh, kind of like the soft, simplistic style of it. I use that as a basis for where I want to put the letters. The letters are actually probably the hardest part of this, only because the effect that you use when you're animating is kind of point A to point B, and I'll show you that. If you notice, this has a little bit of a bounce to it. It goes up, then back down, like that. And it's actually not even exactly like this guy. This guy did it really well. I couldn't figure out how he did it. He had it so they came up together. I think he had to have multiple animators to do that because it did. Mine I can only do it one letter at a time, kind of thing. Where this is, you know, it's almost like just one letter starts one letter, then starts the next one before the other one's already done. So, but it's cool. I think I like my effect too. So let's see, text animation. I had to use two animators here. Animator 1, Animator 2. One for the going up, one for going down. So you'll see here, keyframe the end, and that all that is hold on, I get to show up. There we go. See this? That's just that. Go scrubbing across the letters, coming up, and then I can actually deselect this one to show you what I mean. So if I turn off that other animator, you see there's like no bounce, and these are kind of higher up from the bar. The second animator does, so that's on. I'll turn off this one so you can really see it. Oh, I also added a mask so it shows up underneath the bar. I'll get rid of that for a second. Just delete it, don't care about it. All the second animator does is bring down the letters like that, and you have to slow it down using ease. And this is what really got me, because the ease, the higher it is, the more, like the less smooth it is, which is really strange. So I had 100% like, I was just messing around with this one and this one. I was like, oh man, how can I get this smooth? And then eventually it's like maybe 1% will work, and believe it or not, that did it. So I'll take it. So that's what makes it nice and smooth. We'll get our mask back here. That gives you a nice, really cool effect. And he has the letters coming up. I'll have to reanimate this. He has the letters animated coming up before the line appears, which I think is a really good idea. It's like a lot going on, but it's not too much, which is a cool effect. So there's that. And then the last one I thought was going to be really difficult to do, which is this swinging motion. I thought it was some specific effect that you'd find over here in the effects presets. But if there's an effect that does that, I didn't find it. So I thought it'd just be easier to take it into 3D space. So where's my shape? This one, didn't ever name it. So if we look here, this little box is checked. It gives it a z-axis. So all I did was move the anchor point to the top of the shape right here, and then animates the rotation on the z using easy ease, just kind of estimating. It gives a nice kind of swing effect. It's pretty straightforward. It didn't take too long. And then the text for visual effects did the exact same thing, just copied the keyframes. Pretty interesting though, because if you do that and you do not transform it so as if you have it at the exact 0, right, it actually intersects and flickers on and off because they're in the same space. So just came in, added a transition or on the position 0.1. Oh, I'll just undo it. Negative 0.1. And that seemed to fix that pretty well. So yeah, and that's all there is to it. Wasn't actually too difficult. I'll play it through one more time just for fun, unless I broke anything while showing you. Back here, here we go. The Vignette blind, or not the Vignette, or maybe Venetian, yeah, Venetian blind effect is really cool. I like that a lot. It's a creative use. So yeah, I really like it. I'll probably use this, honestly. It's nice to maybe throw in front of a resume or something, but yeah, that's all there is to it.